Mom, I need to work overtime, so I won't be home to help with dinner. Again? Her mother moaned into the phone. Yes, sorry. Mary hated leaving her mother with the task of cooking dinner. Robin Knight struggled with mobility issues due to complications with multiple sclerosis. As much as Mary hated the thought of it, her mother would soon be confined to a wheelchair. That's 3 nights this week. Mary didn't need the reminder. 3 nights out of 4. Matterson Consulting, the firm where she worked as a temp, was involved in a huge project, its biggest one to date, for the Boeing company. With the time crunch, everyone on staff was putting in mandatory overtime. Normally, few would object to the extra hours, but the holiday season was right around the corner. People were busy planning parties, shopping for gifts, decorating, baking, and making holiday plans to visit families. All the normal, fun things that were part of this time of year. But for those employed by Matterson, it didn't matter. Christmas might as well be blocked off the calendar. Don't worry, dear, Mary's mother assured her gently. Patrick will help me with dinner. Mary closed her eyes and let her shoulders sag. Patrick was a dear boy, but he tended to dirty every dish in the house when he cooked. Her 18-year-old Down syndrome brother was the light of her life, but his help in the kitchen was questionable at best. Heat up soup and have Patrick make sandwiches, Mary suggested. We can do that, but you should know Bogey is out of dog food. Bogey was Patrick's golden retriever, who had an appetite that rivaled that of an entire high school football squad. Grocery shopping was a task Mary had taken on as her mother's illness progressed. However, working the hours she did made it nearly impossible to find the time needed. Oh, Mom, I'm sorry. Poor Bogey. I'll stop off at the store on my way home and pick some up. While she was there, she'd grab a few other essentials, too, like milk and bread. They were running low on both. And maybe some ice cream for Patrick, who never complained about the need to help his mother. Your father can do that on his way home. Don't ask Dad, Mary interrupted. Her father was in pharmaceutical sales and traveled extensively around the Pacific Northwest and was often on the road. He carried a heavy enough load as it was. By the time he got home from driving across the state, he'd be exhausted. Mary didn't want to burden him with any extra chores. Buying the groceries was her responsibility. Everyone worked together in the Knight family. They were a tight-knit group by necessity and by love. Mary had taken the 12-month temp job with Matterson Consulting to save tuition money for college. Her educational expenses were more than their family budget could manage. She'd been hired by Matterson Consulting specifically for this Boeing project and had worked extensively on inputting the data. It had taken months to accumulate all the necessary information. It was all winding down now. December 23rd would be her last day on the job. After working with the company for nearly a year, she'd made friends with the other 2 women working in data entry. They considered her part of the team and often turned to her with questions, as she had replaced the department head. Although she was only a temporary employee, her skill level was above those currently assigned to the project. Mary took another bite of the peanut butter sandwich she'd brought for lunch. She usually ate at her desk and worked through her lunch break. Most everyone else went to a local cafe around the corner, where the food was fast, cheap, and tasty. All 3 were necessary if Mary was going to splurge and eat out. She treated herself once a week, but more often than that would play havoc with her budget. Most days, she brown-bagged it. When was the last time you went out, Mary? Her mother asked. I go out every day, she answered, sidestepping the question. On a date? Mom, when do I have time to date? Mary had a fairly good idea what had prompted the question. Her best friend from high school had recently announced she was pregnant. That's exactly my point. You're 24 years old, and you're living the life of a nun. Mom, Patrick dates more than you do. Mary had to smile, even though her mother was right. Her younger brother was involved with a special group that held dances and other events that allowed him to socialize with other teens who had Down syndrome. As a high school senior, he was active in drama and part of the football team. He had a girlfriend as well.